Welcome to another brand new episode of Undisputed Anime Podcast. This is the podcast where we love to keep you up to date with some anime news, recommendations, and sometimes, just sometimes, reviews. I am one of your hosts, Zane, aka Taichou, your captain when it comes to recommendations, sometimes aka Hashira Zane. That guy had to come out this week. I was on a podcast. I'm already tangent, by the way. I had to go on the Manga Talk podcast earlier this week, which was fun.
What were you talking about? Or can
only
you not say?
The purest hype that is Kagurabachi.
Oh, of course it was you. Of course it was you who went. Of course it was you that Matt got on there.
For those who don't know, Hashira Zane is my manga collecting channel. So if you want to find out more, be sure to swing on by and drop a comment. Let us know if you come from the Undisputed Anime Podcast. That'd be interesting. Anyways, I'm joined by my besto friend, Susu Day. How are you?
So as far as I'm aware, the last episode ended, everything went dark, and then I woke up when this recording started.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've just been reactivated. I just go away. I just exist in the liminal spaces in between until there's an episode that is needed.
Beautiful, beautiful. Talking of episodes in between, I know that you have been re-fantasio into a metaphor, some say.
Oh. It's like someone said, hey, well, it's like someone said, hey, let's make a Persona game that's not a Persona game. That is it. Like if you are a fan of the Persona series of games and you just want more Persona, I strongly recommend playing Metaphor because it's basically Persona without the school elements and without the romance elements.
Yeah,
that's more or less it, and it's great fun. I'm having a good time. Sunk a lot of time into it over this weekend.
The burning question is, do you think it will get nominated Game of the Year?
I think it will get a nomination for sure. I think that rightly so, it's getting a lot of acclaim at the moment. I think that people are looking at it and they're thinking, this is a really good quality of life feature. It should be in the next Persona game. So I think that people are looking at this as like kind of a lens of like, yeah, it's inexcusable for the next Persona game to not have this when they've now implemented it elsewhere. But yeah, I think it's a strong contender. The story's really interesting so far. Art is great.
The art is incredible, and the music.
I think like I'm absolutely like loving the music. I love the battle music. It's stuck in my head. But you know, as a real big Persona fan, there's just something I'm missing. I'm missing the kind of like really cool musical elements that come with like Persona and stuff. Like all of those very like catchy soundtracks. But there's nothing wrong with the tone of this. I'm really enjoying it. Like running across the land, doing my little thing.
Top stuff. Yeah, I'm loving this game, and I love the commentary on race and stuff. I think that's really done in a really beautiful way.
I love seeing like racial disparity being shown in a really interesting way, especially in video games. We got something very similar with Final Fantasy 16, except it wasn't so much race, but you know, there's people who can use magic and there's people who can't use magic, and the people who can use magic are actually the bottom rung of society. They're like the slaves.
Yeah.
They don't have any worth. Whereas here you've got multiple different races with several of them being considered like, you know, the apex like races, and the others all being like lesser tribes, and you happen to play as one of the most hated tribes. So
yeah. So I'm really enjoying the social commentary in this as well. And yeah, like you say, the art style is just gorgeous to me. Like, the menus. Just want them as backgrounds on all my PCs and everything, you know.
Yeah, looking forward to jumping back into it. Probably once this episode's over. We'll see. if I'm not playing Zenless Zone Zero or something like that.
If we're not playing Zenless Zone Zero.
Man, who knew I'd have a gambling addiction in my late 30s?
I had to explain it to some friends yesterday because we went out for brunch, me and my wife, with some friends and stuff, and they their little boys get really into anime and stuff, and I can't remember how it came about, but they were like, yeah, he's like massively into this anime game on his phone, and I was like, oh no.
Oh no!
Here we go. I have to explain what a gacha mechanic is.
And make sure you keep your like bank card, your credit cards hidden.
Awkwardly, as soon as I said, so it's a game that has this like gacha mechanic. Have you heard that term before? The 8-year-old was like, "Oh yeah, I know what a gacha is." It's like,
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So
how many pools have you put into this thing, Charles? how many S ranks do you have?
Exactly. Okay, cool. Today we are doing what we call Oi Josuke, which is a news episode. So we have got a handful of news articles. I've got about 4. With a roundup of mini chibi news, as I like to call it. Have you got any news you want to throw in today?
The only news I've got is that Zane Taichou is very cool, and you should follow him on all platforms.
Aww.
I'm here to offer commentary.
Beautiful. Okay, let's kick things off with
Josuke
gay news. This comes from quite a lot of sources, actually. I'm looking at Senpai sources. The Dandadan episode 7 reaches new heights with the episode's highest rating so far on IMDB of a 9.8.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
I was going to say, have you seen the episode?
I absolutely have, and obviously, I think that when it comes to adapting original source material, there's like 3 things that can happen. You either do it a disservice, you kind of like do a pretty on par adaptation, or you elevate it. And what Studio Saru has done is they have elevated this episode because it was a heartbreaking watch. It was cinematically beautiful how they like adapted that whole story that probably only spanned like a couple of pages in the manga.
Yeah,
like into this like beautifully animated, like heartbreaking story.
Felt like a movie.
Yeah,
felt like a really like a full feature length movie, which I guess is a credit to the direction, because in a 20-minute episode, it had so much time to kind of like breathe and just let every micro moment to just hit you. And again, on the direction, just taking certain moments and not flipping the script as such, but for example, and this might be a bit of a trigger warning as well, so if you want to skip, there'll be time codes. But in the manga version, the mother jumps off a building, But in the anime version, you don't get that. It looks like she's dancing in the night, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. And it's such an artistic way to convey that sort of thing. Yeah. So
I'm just so pleased, because I know that a lot of people have looked at Dandadan. Dandadan, that's its name. And they see all of these, like, you know, the things that people are sharing, all of the really silly stuff, all of the like really funny, like, did they really put that in the anime? Is that really from the manga? Like, did they really say it like that? And a lot of people have seen that. I think that while probably not a huge amount of people, I think some people have been like probably turned off by how silly it's been. Yeah. So I'm really pleased that this episode has been received so well, to show that it really is so much more than just like a silly, like, little gag like story with ghosts 100%. And aliens.
Yeah, definitely. And it does make me wonder as well, like, how many people will probably come back, because I know quite a lot of people were put off by that first episode. And everyone's entitled to, you know, their tastes and everything. Like, for some people that was a lot, and I completely understand that. But I just wonder how many of those people will come back now to be like, oh, I've heard this episode 7 is like unlike the way it started. Again, I kind of makes me wonder how many of them will circle back round and give this another chance, sort of thing.
Sometimes you gotta let it cook. And honestly, like, given what they've done with this episode, there are so many places in the story that are coming up in the future where I'm like, wow, how are they going to adapt this? Because if they were able to do this with that short amount of pages, imagine what they'll do with this other character's, like, backstory. What is going to be absolutely crazy. I'm really, like, I couldn't be more pleased with how well this anime has been done.
Same. I really hope this director gets nominated for Director of the Year when it comes to, like, the Crunchyroll Awards, because especially for a first time gig as well, like, phenomenal work, absolutely mastering his craft right now.
I suppose it also goes to show that, like, you know, sometimes you gotta, like, let the new blood in. I think the world's changing. Definitely.
Talking of new blood, this episode kind of reminded me of one of the earlier episodes of Bleach, you know, with Orihime's brother, you know, having that kind of tragic story and he becoming a hollow. It felt like parallels to me in some ways.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're completely right. Yeah, that's a really good parallel there. That's exactly the sort of episode that this was.
Feels nostalgic.
You know, it's not just like, oh, by the way, your brothers are hollow now. It happened because he died with regrets. It's like, no, we're going to show everything that happens from before he died to long after.
Powerful episode. Also, with this new rating, it means that this is one of the highest rated episodes of the year, alongside one of the final episodes of Demon Slayer's Hashira training arc, episode 8 to be specific. So, yeah, I guess the top question, which I saw on @animetv_JP, what is your episode of 2024 so far? Which is in there is episode 7 of the Dandadan, episode 8 of Demon Slayer Hashira Training, and they've also included One Piece fan letter in that mix as well.
That's definitely up there. I can't argue with any of those suggested just there. Those are all absolutely incredible episodes.
They all do something different as well, right? Like, the Hashira Training is a huge climactic finish, which also leads into perfect setup for the next arc, sort of thing. One Piece fan letter is just that, really, a beautiful fan letter to an amazing point of view. And then, yeah, this episode 7 of Dandadan is just like incredible world building, character building, and everything else.
A marvel of cinema.
Exactly. It's no surprise Anime Corner have ranked this number 1 in the top 10. So to give you the rundown of the top 3 episodes, so we got Dandadan jumping in at number 1, and this is based off fans sort of voting on Reddit and such. Number 2, we got ReZero, season 3, that's coming at number 2, and then Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Part 3, The Conflict. Its latest episode came in at number 3. That was the episode when Grimjow came back, by the way.
Grimjow.
So that was always going to be a banger of an episode, with the fan favorite coming back.
No doubt, no doubt. Everyone loves that angry blue boy.
It's all those scars, isn't it? It's the bad boy with the scars.
The scars. Incredible.
Breaking news, literally just dropped before we hit the record button. Are you ready for this? Because this is a huge title.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Oh, wait a second. Go for it. I've got some suspicions.
So, backstabbed in a backwater dungeon, my trusted companions try to X me, but thanks to my gift of an unlimited gacha, I got level 9999 friends, and I'm out for revenge on my former party members and the world and official announcement. I wasn't quite sure where it ended. Yes, my former party members and the world. Anime has been officially announced. And this comes from Anime TV.
That's a real long title.
Are you excited by this long title? Anime series, anime announcement.
It is exactly the sort of trash story that I would read as a manhwa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to feel about it as an anime. Maybe it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's incredible. I'm not here to rule out right away. It could be. Who knows? Maybe it will do better than Dandadan.
I think this could be another Eminence in Shadow, and Eminence in Shadow is, as we all know, peak fiction.
Boy, oh boy, do you love that? Do you love Eminence in Shadow?
It's peak. It's peak. The only other thing that comes close is probably a fairy tale skin.
Goodness.
But I'm interested. I might read the first couple of chapters to get a feel of this, because one, it makes me wonder if if they are gacha sort of characters, does that mean all the, say, S rank characters he pulls are kind of like, I don't know, Fate Stay Night, where they're just OP as hell? And do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's gonna be, you see it all the time in manhwa stories like this, where it's like, I drew an F rank weapon, but it was secretly an SSS rank weapon, or something like that.
Exactly.
It's like, I drew my partner is F rank, but my innate talent turns them into an SSS rank. To be fair, I don't know. I'm making all these jokes, and I'm joking, but I kind of they're like my guilty pleasure, stories like that. I love stories about oh, you're the weakest, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, they fell into a cave and they got a skill, or they die and they get a skill that no one else has got, and then now they're OP. Or big fan of reincarnation stories, or like stories of people who like revert like 10 years in the past, but they've got all their knowledge still, so they can like cheat the game. But they're like, oh, I already know where all the best stuff is, so I'm just gonna go and get it right away.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
So I can't complain. I shouldn't be complaining about this because I imagine it's right up my alleyway.
Especially as we were saying at the top of the show, like as gacha players now, yeah, this could definitely be our thing.
You can absolutely tell that he's gonna draw he's gonna get a companion who's not level 999, but then he's gonna be like, oh, they're trash, and then he's gonna find out actually no, they have a secret perk that actually makes them meta. It's like
their buff is the meta or something crazy or something. Yeah. I'm with you. So yeah, I'm on the fence, but I'm willing to give it a shot. 100%.
You're well into it. If it could be like anything like Eminence in Shadow, you're gonna be all over it. You'll be talking about it for years to come.
Yeah, I'll be asking for the first episode to be in cinemas. Talking of cinemas, your favorite series, Attack on Titan, the movie, made 1.63 million in 3 days. This comes from Social's Frag on Instagram. Attack on Titan, The Last Attack, ranks first in the Japan box office with 249 million yen in its first 3 days of release.
That was nice for them, wasn't it?
Nice indeed.
I've seen nothing but like posts about the epilogue. People going absolutely crazy for insert spoiler warning here, tall Levi, or seeing this character who had a tragic fate living happily with their family, or that one guy who was like, oh, I would love to be a chef. He's now a chef. You know how we were talking about like reincarnations in New Worlds?
Mm-hmm.
This is it. They've basically just turned Attack on Titan into that.
Yeah.
They've all been reborn into a different world where things are different here. There are no Titans. There's only giant tree.
Oh yeah, because again, Myla, I guess, is it a minor spoiler? It's all online if you haven't seen it already, but it has the characters in the modern day, doesn't it? And they've watched Attack on Titan in cinema,
yeah,
sort of thing. Some people are saying this
Meta.
is the changed ending. I wouldn't say it's the changed ending because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing panels of this somewhere before, but look, I'm more surprised that people are still willing to see it in cinemas. Am I surprised? Actually, no, because those last episodes were really cinematic, and I probably want to see that in cinemas, to be fair.
If they played the fidget spinner song again, absolutely.
Fidget spinner song with surround sound. Be incredible.
It could be.
In other news, we've got the top anime releases of the weeks and their IMDB rankings. This comes from Today Anime News. So at number 1, this is probably actually on the previous week because this has changed. At number 1 was Attack on Titan with a 9.6, and that's based on the last movie. We've got Bleach with episode 6, which was an 8.5. Re:Zero episode 6 was an 8.3. Did I just cut you off? Did you have something to say there?
No, I'm just making sounds.
Blue Box had an 8.2 with its episode 6. Dragon Ball Daima had an 8.1 for episode 5. And then a movie I saw last night, Look Back, with an 8.1, which I thought was really, really, really good. episode 6 of the Dandadan was an 8.1, and Blue Lock episode 6 was a 7.9.
It is astounding that Blue Lock is still getting such high ratings.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
If it's the episode I'm thinking of, it's the U20, the under 20s match had begun, and I think it ends on them understanding why Oliver is the captain of the U20 Japanese team.
But why does that? What does that matter if they don't have any actual animated scenes? Did they use like a really cool like unknown PowerPoint transition?
I guess. I mean, the last part of the episode. Yeah, they use quite a bit of like 3D CGI for Bachia's move, because he did like a dribble set, and then Oliver comes in, but it's kind of like a jump cut, if you know what I mean. Like, you don't actually see him frame for frame moving. It's just like cut and he's midair catching the ball. They did do a really cool job of animating the snake around him, sort of thing, to show like he had this like slither movement. But again, you don't see the movement; you see the snake being animated.
I see.
There's the shortcut. There,
you work smarter, not harder, right?
But I mean, Blue Lock still, even in this sorry state that it's in, it's still watchable. It's not the most horrendous thing I've ever seen.
I mean, to be fair, like I literally just sent you and the guys like that clip from our old favorite Shaolin Soccer, and that's what Blue Lock could be.
That's what it could be. It's exactly what it could be.
I want to see the goalkeeper like hanging from the top bar, catching the ball in the corner. I want to see people doing like fancy like slide tackles and then getting back to their feet with like a helicopter kick where the ball just stays bouncing off their feet the whole time.
Yeah. I'm with you. The thing is, I really like the characters in Blue Lock, so I'm kind of like,
that's how they got you.
It's how they get you. Yeah, I'm kind of like, even in this sorry state, I'm kind of want to see where they go and stuff, because I really like this character. I like this character. This Oliver character seems pretty cool. He's got like green bits in his hair. Like, what's his story?
Green highlights, my god.
And he sounds like one of the captains from Bleach as well. Maybe
is it Mayuri?
No. No, I'm pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure it's oh god, what's his name? With the eye patch, the one that just let Aizen out.
Oh, Captain
begins with a K.
He's got like he's the most flamboyant and recognizable of the captains, and I can never remember his name.
Remember his style, but you can't remember his name. I think we had this last episode as well.
We did. We did this. Shunsui.
It is Shunsui.
Kiraku.
Kiraku Shunsui. Yes. So yeah, he's got that laid back voice of yurdy like.
Oh, that's your. There we go. He got you. They got you. They got you in season 1. They made you care about the characters and their journey, and now they're like, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop watching it. You wait. The next episode is just going to be like rerun footage of like an actual real life football game, but they'll just add their faces on the actual characters
using CapCut.
Yeah. And everyone will be like, yeah, it's bad. I can't forgive this, but I do want to see where the story goes. So gotta stick in there.
I gotta stay in. Talking of exceptional animation, 1 year ago was Sukuna versus Maharaga.
1 year ago. Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
What a time to be alive.
Peak that was.
Especially when we started getting those glimpses as to what was cut out.
I know.
Prior to the Blu-ray, when we started seeing those unfinished scenes with the extra, and it started making sense why his movements, some of his movements didn't look quite right because you were cutting out half of the move.
Yeah. And why they were suddenly fighting from in a swimming pool to in the sky and somewhere else. So
honestly, I might just go and watch that scene just for the hell of it, just for the thrill.
Just make it an annual event. Also, in other news, Dr. Stone Season 4 has a new trailer out, which is great. The new series will start in January 2025.
Phenomenal.
I'm pretty sure Sakamoto Days as well also had a new trailer dropped this week. Yeah.
It did. It was a very good trailer as well.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, funny enough.
No, I thought it was a pretty decent trailer, would you believe?
How are you feeling about it so far? Are you
I've not read the manga, so I don't have any expectations of it. I just think it I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks great. So
it's coming to Netflix as well. So I am interested to. I feel like they have a hit and miss at the moment with certain anime series. Obviously killing it with the Dandadan and such. So yeah, I'm hoping this will be another great one.
Fingers crossed. It's always the ones you don't expect. So I think it'll be good. If the trailer's anything to go by, and I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, or an anime by its trailer, but it does look like it's going to be pretty good, pretty well put together.
Excellent. I'm going to hit us with some chibi news, some smaller bites of things.
Chibi.
So, I don't know if you've seen this, but apparently Arcane has come out with the most expensive animated series of all time. This comes from Otaku News Insider.
Really now? I mean, I could absolutely understand why. I've not started the new season yet, but from what I have seen of it, is it's only gone upwards. It's they've taken the bar that the first season set, and they've gone, we can do better than that.
Exactly. Season 1 and Season 2 is estimated to have cost around $250 million.
Whoa.
As previously mentioned, Look Back is now streaming on Amazon Prime. Look Back is a one-shot that was created by Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man. What's it called? Overlord. There we go. Overlord is now screening in US theaters. Global release will be announced soon.
Very nice.
I'm looking forward to. I recently just come off a Overlord binge, so yeah, I am very, very, very much looking forward to that. Naruto manga ended 10 years ago, November the 10th. Ironically, I saw something that it was Fujimoto's 50th birthday the other day as well.
Really? Happy birthday,
Fujimoto? Sorry, Kishimoto.
Oh, Kishimoto, yeah. I was wait. I even got caught up in it for a second. I was it's because I knew who you were talking about, so it didn't initially strike me as wrong. I apologize, Kishimoto Sensei. Please Accepts Undisputed Anime Podcast. Apologies for getting your name wrong.
Apologies, but also happy birthday.
Yes.
Mm. Ba, 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 ba. I think that is most of the Chibi news. Oh, no. Last bits. Go-Go Losers Ranger Season 2 is scheduled for April 2025.
Hey. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the last bit of the Chibi news.
Whoa.
Did you finish Go-Go Losers Ranger anime series?
No, I watched a few episodes and I was like, this will be better when I can watch it all in one go. So I'm just gotta make some time to actually go back and watch it all in one go because I was like, this is great, but I think I need to absorb it in the same way that I absorb the manga. In that, like every couple of months, I go back and I read a massive chunk. Because it's like you know, sometimes when you're reading like manga, it's like you get such a small snippet of the overall story. It's like the next time a new chapter comes out, you're like, what happens? Like I can't remember why we're here and how we got to this point. So
yeah, I remember getting to a similar vein because I was very stop and start with the series. Like I'd watch a couple of episodes, leave it for a couple of weeks, come back. I think I was waiting for the dub as well because I really enjoyed the dub. Good news is it's all on Disney Plus. Again, highly recommend the dub version as well. So yeah, if you haven't seen it or need to catch up, now's a great time to jump back in.
Great series, great alteration of a classic trope. So I think we've done a whole episode where we talked about it more or less. So
exactly that. Excellent. That is a roundup of all the news. Susie Day, any other topics you want to bring to the table?
No, it's been in Suzland, it's been a remarkably slow going time, yet also so busy. So I haven't really delved deep into the Animeverse in this last 2 weeks, which is a shame because I know there's absolute like bangers out there. The only thing I am keeping up with is Dandadan, Bleach, and remarkably Demon Lord 2099. So, but yeah, I don't have any breaking news. I don't have anything of note to report.
Good stuff. No, that's okay. You just reminded me, I did watch something brand new the other day, and I'm just looking it up now to remember what it was called. It was called Something Servant, which has about 6 episodes. It started this season. You Are Miss Servant.
I see.
It is being produced by Felix Films Studio. Available on Crunchyroll. I watched the first episode. I wasn't blown away, but the concept is about a young guy who lives on his own. His family are currently away. One day, a young lady dressed as a maid knocks on his door. She says that she is his servant. It turns out servant means to be his assassin. And he says like he has no need for an assassin. But as the episode goes on, she becomes his housemaid, and it becomes kind of a sort of lovey-dovey story of breaking down this cold-hearted assassin into this lovely sort of, for example, she only eats meals for nutrients, and he's convinced her to eat like a katsu curry because it's a delicious flavor and stuff, and it's the first time she's noticed flavor and all this other stuff. So if you kind of know where I'm coming from, he's kind of slowly breaking down the assassin programming and turn her into this like lovable maid.
I'm just I'm looking at some on my anime list, some of the comments, and of the 3 comments that are there's a lot of this heroine is a beautiful. She's flawless in every way. She's not only intelligent and tall, but also incredibly skilled, making her the epitome of perfection. Like, it's all stuff like that. I've always wanted to have a beautiful maid at home, specifically one that can murder people without hesitation.
I mean, it is kind of funny, because like he has like bin bags all around his house and stuff, and he's like, could you take out the trash? And she's like, with her whole like array of knives, and she's like, oh, you need to assassinate. He's like, no, I need you to take out my garbage. And she's like, and it does it like 2 or 3 times, and he's like, okay, we need to start low. So yeah, it is fun, but again, I wasn't blown away. I feel like I've seen this 10 times before.
We've had stories like this. Faux show.
But there we go. Hey, if you didn't know already, Undisputed Anime Podcast is available on a variety of platforms. Just to remind you, every 2 weeks we get together and we have a little chinwag which has recommendations, reviews, and news. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to hit subscribe, like, and hit us with a comment. Helps us out in a big bad way. And if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, a star rating will help us out in a big bad way also. As always, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Susu Day, any final words from you, my friend?
Take it easy, guys. It's getting to a busy time of the year for us all, and take some time for yourself.
Absolutely. Get those hot chocolates going. That's what I say.
Get some delicious hot chocolate with marshmallows, and watch some anime. Watch an anime movie. Find an anime movie that you have always enjoyed and watch it this holiday season.
Ghibli one's a good time of year.
Yeah, watch Paprika. Watch The Girl Who Let Through Time. Like, great stories.
As always, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll be sure to see you soon. Peace.